What hobby is an immediate red flag? Does anyone on Reddit understand what a hobby is? Or a red flag? The only thing I have learned from this thread is that Redditors don't know what the word hobby means. That's just a Askreddit. Q. What popular person does everyone like except for you? Average Askredditor. The Kardashians. Yeah, that's right, and I'm not afraid to say it. I was thinking that everything thus far has been catastrophic character flaws, not a hobby like stamp collection. I'd consider that one dull to me, but nothing worse than that. Right? Prank YouTubers posting everything on social media, calling yourself an influencer. Why are these at the top as if they are hobbies? Thought this thread would be much more interesting. I'm pretty sure everyone here missed the word hobby. Definitely a red flag. It's a typical Reddit thread where people read the question and then answer the question they wish was asked so they can whip out the old soapbox. Some of y'all are confusing the word hobby with habit. They ain't the same. Lots of habits you are saying are red flags though, just not the real question here. But in terms of hobby, a red flag hobby, in my opinion, is no hobby at all. Being only a follower of others' hobbies, but not being into anything yourself is a red flag to me. Not having a hobby is a no-no for me. Didn't realize how big of a red flag this was until I dated someone with no hobbies. The biggest issue is that I have a few hobbies that I am really passionate about, but my job very quickly in the relationship was to entertain them at all times. Now I only date people who are at least passionate about something they do in their spare time, because I need them to understand that it's normal that I use a lot of my spare time for my hobbies. What counts as a hobby? Like, does reading or going for walks count as hobbies? Cockfighting. Cock magic, on the other hand. I hate saying this cause I have close friends that are into it, but oftentimes gambling, especially since it's usually a very thin line between hobby and addiction. $10 says, I don't have an addiction. It goes well with my other hobbies, like excessive drinking and smoking 2 packs of cigs a day. Honestly, just in here to see if anything I'm into is flaggy. Fortunately, no Warhammer 40 so far. Semaphores. That sounds like 2 red flags to me. Had to go to incognito mode to Google that I wasn't sure what was going to show up. Edit. As someone below said, it's a system of sending messages visually. You hold a flag in each hand and change your body position for each letter. Semaphore is a suburb here in Adelaide, Australia. Beautiful coastal suburb with a large family-friendly beach. I was extremely confused. What do you mean, semaphore? They are essential for multi-threaded programming. Gambling. I work in a casino. I'll go ahead and confirm that for ya. People get addicted to pressing the button on slots. They don't even care about winning or losing. They just wanna feel like they might win. Collecting alcoholic beverage containers, especially the same one over and over. Had a buddy who called theirs Beer Mountain. What about just collecting the cool-shaped bottles or ones with nice label art, asking for a friend? You mean that doesn't count as interior design? Collecting nail clippings. Hey Kira. My older brother once said his hobby is smoking cigarettes. Not sure if that's a red flag or just sad. Eat it. He rolls his own because it's cheaper. He literally has to construct the cigarette to smoke it, and he probably smokes 8-12 a day. A Marlboro red flag. Has to construct the cigarette like dude. This is how people have smoked for most of history. Guy who spends hours each week on IG, commenting, liking, and damning random models they never met. I'm amazed no one has said drinking yet. Sure, you can be a connoisseur of fine alcohol, but there are other people who think getting shit-faced at natty lights on a regular basis is a hobby. That's just alcoholism. I'm not having a glass of wine. I'm having 6. It's called a tasting, and it's classy. Smoking weed and making that your personality. Like, I have nothing against weed and have done it myself many times, but I just can't stand the stoners whose whole life revolves around it and act like it's a miracle cure for everything. I've generally found that anyone who makes their personality about that one thing is annoying as hell, be it weed, guns, parenting, working out, sports, Warhammer, you name it. And when they land on a new thing, it's like, oh shit, here we go again. Making staged TikTok vids, hard cringe. being into history isn't a red flag, but when it translates to the Roman Empire was a perfect society with no issues or flaws, that's a issues or flaws, that's a. As a person being into history myself, I couldn't take anyone seriously who drops such a sentence while claiming to know a lot about this topic at the same time. Speaking as history nerd myself, I get put off by anyone who's overly obsessed by one particular empire or spends too much time praising it and calling it a perfect society. I find the Incas to be a really fascinating civilization, but I don't pretend that they were a perfect society. This, or the Byzantine Empire, or the Holy Roman Empire, but all of those pale in comparison to werewolves. Teeth collection. No, a teeth collection is very nice, very evil. Crypto. Not I have a few bitcoins, but the ones who think crypto will save the world. Most crypto bros I've met were annoying, insufferable dude. The first time I met a crypto bro in real life, I had given him a ride home from a gig, and he spent the entire time passionately expounding how crypto would change every aspect of the world for the better, stopping only to talk about how all women other than his sister and his mother were who read. Pretty on brand. Being a Reddit or Discord mod. You got it right on the first try. Some of the modes really suck. My favorite one is Rechange Me View, where the mods delete dissenting opinions. It's like the whole point of the sub. Child beauty contests. Those things are raw degeneracy, egocentrism, and leave a fucking time bomb inside the child's mind. Anybody who looks at their child and thinks I could turn you into a tutstitute and sexualize you for the sake of my own pride needs help, or a good kick. I always find parents who partake in or force their kids to do beauty pageants as terrible. I dated a girl in high school that was in pageants. Her whole family was wacko. They're an American tradition, but not a proud one. The organizers should at least do a song about how they don't diddle kids to put people's minds at ease. Anything involving humiliation of other, non-consenting people or enjoying suffering of other people. Making mean prank videos, for example. Or watching videos like, look at this loser doing something stupid. It's different if the video creator themselves pokes fun at themselves because they consent. Prank videos are the worst because their whole shtick is watch this person freak out when I do something completely unreasonable to them, as if it's the victim's fault.
Ha! You got mad when you thought I fucked up your life. Hilarious!
You are describing a child with internet. Worshippers of hustle culture and fake financial gurus. They seem to just fall into one scam after another, like dropshipping, YouTube automation, then to some crypto scheme. The key to making money online is to become a content creator that talks about making money online, to then inspire more people to do the same. It's like an organically formed mouth. Huffing and attempting to make meth. What about huffing and successfully making meth? Making one hobby their entire personality. Spamming on social media. Hollywood celebrity sports worship. Like, fine if you are a fan, but if everything in your life is Star Wars themed, Kim Kardashian themed, or Na Yankee themed, I don't think we will be compatible. The one person who's insanely passionate about Star Wars, Kim the Yanks. Killing for sport, Shia LaBeouf. Volunteerism or beggar backpacking. It is usually people from well-off countries going to poor countries, and they are generally seen as a drain to in those countries. Worst part is how proud these people are of themselves. Russian roulette. I'm willing to give it a shot. As someone who lives in La, honestly, any girl that calls herself an influencer. Not just La. I live in Bangkok at the moment, and the number of people I meet who say they're influencers when they mean I'm unemployed, but well-dressed is truly startling. I've even had it come up in job interviews. I asked a candidate recently what she'd been doing in the 18 months since leaving university, and she said she'd built 80,000 followers as an influencer. I asked her how she'd monetize that, and she flat out didn't understand what I meant. She'd just spent a year and a half taking photos of herself in big white hats for likes. Add life coach to that, posting everything on social media. I had a coworker who texted me at forum on my only day off, begging me to work for them because they were super sick with a stomach bug and I was their only hope. I felt bad, so I agreed to take their ship. They were super appreciative and promised that they would make it up to me. I ended up having a fucking terrible day, and on my only 10-minute break during my 12-hour shift, I saw that they had posted on Facebook that they were so excited about their impromptu mental health day and were pondering whether they should marathon some Netflix and have a glass of wine, or take a glass of wine, or take a bath and have a glass of wine. Spoiler alert, they never made it up to me. Edit. Thanks for the awards, y'all. I'm sorry to hear that so many of you have had similar frustrating situations arise at work. Cheers to boundaries. I still cringe at my old Facebook posts. Thanks, Facebook memories, you dick. These days, though, I use it as a vague reminder of birthdays and to keep in touch with various friends on Messenger. I don't think I've updated my profile picture since 2014. I am severely worried about the kids of influencers. I think being so involved with social media from such a young age can cause a ton of developmental issues down the line. It's become an extremely sought-after feature, finding someone who doesn't feel the need to post daily to TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat stories, or whatever. Especially selfies seeking some sort of validation. The occasional update is fine, but when it gets to the point where they feel like they have to let their audience know their daily life, update gets a little unbearable.